Ready? Percents can be rewritten as the number in front of the percent sign over 100. So 10% is actually 10 over 100, 20% is 20 over 100, so on and so on. Now when we're working with problems that have fractions or percentages, we can use them as the given ratio or proportion. Let's see what that looks like. Our first step is going to be to write and label, all capitals on label, the fraction, or rewrite the percent as a fraction. Thank you, Elena and Kiara, for making your paper look like mine. When you've got that, bring your eyes to me, just like Terrence and Ayel have. Thank you, Kiara and Elena. Looking at our first example, 3/10 of the employees at Entercom were women. If there were 20 employees in all, how many of them were women? Trey, what fraction do they give us here? 3 over 10. Let's rewrite that now. Now, what does that 3 mean in the fraction? What does that 3 mean? It tells us there, Kiara. 3 out of the 10 women are, 3 out of the 10 employees were women. Let's label it. The 10 talks about the total employees at the workplace. Nicely done. Notice that I labeled my fraction. So incredibly important. Our next step is to write an equal sign and set up our next fraction bar. Thank you, Johara, for making your paper look like mine. Thank you, Amber. Next, we have to decide if the other value they give us belongs on the top or on the bottom. So what other value, Marquez, is in this problem? What other number are we working with? 20, yeah. Now those 20, that's 20 employees. Is that 20 employees who are women, or is that 20 total, Elena? 20 total, very good. So it belongs on the bottom. Put your X up top. Now we have a proportion. We can remember all the way back to unit 3 here. We have to cross multiply. Now I'm going to need your help to remind you here. In my old age, I forget a lot of things. 10 times x will leave me with what, Amber? 10x. And 3 times 20 leaves me with what on the other side of the equal sign, Terrence? Nicely done. Thank you for raising that tall kid hand. Now I have to solve my equation. What do I need to divide by on both sides to get my x by himself? Show me with a tall kid hand. Marquez? 10. Nicely done. What's my x going to equal here if I divide 60 by 10? See one kid hand and waiting for a couple more. Kiara? 6. Now, what is this 6 talking about? 6 what? Amber? 6 women, yeah. So 6 of the employees at Intercom are women. Now I have a question for you that is not on your paper. Knowing what we know about complements and finding the other parts, if there are 6 out of 20 who are women, how many are men at this company? How many are men if only 6 are women? Terrence? Yeah, absolutely. So just because you know that 6 over 20 are women, 14 over 20 have to be men. Really smart. I love that. Really strong. Let's jump into example 2. I'd like Amber to read it out loud for us. What are we being asked to find here? We're looking for what, Trent? Can I get a volunteer to help Trey out? What are we looking for? Not the total, yeah, the total cost of the sale price. Cool. Let's write that in. Now, a couple things you guys know about me. I love a deal. I don't buy anything full price. I refuse to do it. I'm insanely cheap. But that's okay. It means I have more money to spend on things I want. Now, in this problem, they don't give me a fraction. But I see a percent, and I think I can turn that 20% into a fraction. What fraction could I turn 20% into? I am 20 over 100. Thank you. Now I'm going to label this 20% as the sale, 100% will be the total. Thank you, Kiara and Elena. I love the focus I'm seeing. Same Jahara. Now, Jahara, is that $60 that this phone cost, is that the sale or is that the total price? Sure. Is that $60 for the phone? Is that how much I have to pay, the total? Or is that how much I don't have to pay the sale? Someone want to help Jahara out here? Marquez? It's not the sale. That's the total, yeah. We don't know what the sale is yet. That's why we're here. Put an X on top for me. What's my next step here once I've set up a proportion like this? Kiara Bond, what's my next move? Cross multiply. 100 times X is what, Terrence? Yeah. Or 100X. Now what about 20 times 60? What about 20 times 60? I'm looking at you, Miss Mundy. Yeah, 1,200 or 1,200. Now I'm going to draw my line, and what do I need to divide both sides of my equation by to get that X by himself? Trayvon, what do I need to divide both sides of that equation by? Very good. Very, very good. So how much money am I getting off this phone if I divide by 100? How many dollars off will I get here this month? $12 off. You may choke, but now, if I get $12 off my phone, I have to figure out what it's actually going to cost me. So if it cost $60 before, and I take $12 off, what's the final sale price? This Monday? $48. The sale price for this one is $48. And you know what? That makes me happy. That's $12 back in my pocket. That's my Netflix for a month. Flip that page for me in 3, in 2, and 1. Thank you, Kiara. I noticed the page is flipped. Thank you, Jahara and Amber as well. Now, 5/8 of a plot of land is owned by the city is going to be paved, Trayvon, and turned into a parking lot. If it's 24 acres at all, we want to know how much will be paved. Please underline how much will be paved. How much will be paved? What fraction do I start with here, Marquez? Yep. Now 5/8 will be paved. So we've got 5 parts that will be paved out of a total of 8. Where do I need to place my 24 in this proportion? Terrence? Okay. Does it say 24 will be paved? Yeah, that's all I got, which is actually a ton of land. But what I'd like you to do now is I would like you to cross multiply and solve and circle your answer. Cross multiply and solve. I'd like you to do that independently and on your own. I see a strong start already from Amber. Thank you, IL. Ladies and gentlemen, help me out here. I'm going to stop you just a second short. IL, 8 times X is what? 8X, very good. What's 5 times 24, Trayvon? 5 times 24 is what, Trayvon? Now from here, Marquez, what do I need to divide both sides of my fraction by? What am I left with by L when I divide by 8? Now, 15 acres are going to be paved, right? Paved next to them. So if I've got 24 and I'm going to turn 15 into a big old parking lot, maybe at a stadium or something, how many will not be paved? How many will not be paved? Nope. 15 plus 11 would be 26. It's too many. 9, The strategy you guys are using is totally sound, though. You're attempting to subtract 24 minus 15. That's the right move. Okay, last one here. I had a student my first, bring your eyes to me. I had a student my first year who was just like very stylish. Kind of like Jacoby, he's kind of a stylish dude. And his name was Juwan. And Juwan would spend all the money he earned during the summer on clothes. Now when you look at this problem here, we're looking for what he paid in sales tax. We want to know how much he spent. Thank you, Amber, for making your paper look like mine. Thank you, Marquez, for making your paper look like mine. Okay. Now, when I look at this problem, Terrence, I don't see a fraction. What could I turn into a fraction here? What fraction would you turn that into? Very good. Jahara, where would you place that 120? Is that his total, or is that just the sales tax? Is 120 how much money he spent, or is that just the tax? Let's bring your eyes up here. He purchased $120 worth of clothes. That's the total. Ladies and gents, please cross multiply and solve this independently and on your own. When you've got this answer, please raise a hand for me. So, 200. Gentlemen, I need your hands in the air in 5. I need your hands in the air in 4. Hands in the air in 3, 2, 1, and 0. Doing a quick scan to make sure 100% of tipsters are with me. Make sure I have your eyes, Kevon.